Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. You may not have known, but the Banana Splits were originally going to be called the Banana Bunch. However, the author of an already written children's book by the same name refused to let Hanna-Barbera use it. And it was the show's sponsor, Kellogg's, that felt the real negative impact of this. They were going to release a new breakfast cereal based on the name The Banana Bunch. Oops. The Banana Splits costumes were created by none other than Sid and Marty Krofft. They were famous puppeteers and highly accomplished producers, probably best known for their show H.R. Pufnstuf. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. We have taken control of your television set. As a little kid, that freaked me out. But once I grew up, I caught it again in reruns, and I just couldn't get enough of it. We, of course, are talking about The Outer Limits. The show was co-written and produced by Joseph Stefano. He also made a name for himself for doing the screen adaptation for Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. There was plenty of talented actors that made their way on the show, but there was a lot of talent behind the scenes too. The director of photography, Conrad L. Hall, filmed the first season. He later went on to win 3 Oscars for cinematography. The show also provided an example of a network either intentionally or unintentionally killing off a show. How? It was popular with teenagers and originally aired on Monday nights. They then moved its time slot to Saturday nights, and the ratings dropped like a rock. Thank goodness for reruns. We have now returned control of your television set. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. Today we're going to have a really big show. Well, it would be a really big show if I tried to touch on even 1% of the incredible acts Ed Sullivan had on his show. This show is the pinnacle of the American variety show. In fact, TV Guide lists it as number 15 of the 50 greatest TV shows of all time. And to me and many others, one of the best aspects of the show was the musical talent they had on. And yes, there's way too many of them for me to mention them all. So I'm going to mention some of my favorites of the iconic and legendary. Starting with the Bands. The Bands? For example, The Doors, The Mamas and the Papas, The Beach Boys, The Lovin' Spoonful, The Supremes, The Jackson 5, The Rolling Stones. And then, of course, there was some great name acts that he brought on, such as James Brown, Janis Joplin, Stevie Wonder, and Elvis Presley. It seems like I skipped one of those the bands. The Beatles? What he did for musicians, and especially rock and roll, means we all owe him a huge debt of gratitude. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. Do you remember the name of the Jetsons' first dog? It was Lectronimo, which Elroy confused as a vacuum. Then came the real deal, Astro, whose original owner actually named him Trowfaz. Trowfaz? He was voiced by the great Don Messick. Don also did the voices of Scooby-Doo, Bam Bam Rubble, Muttley, Boo Boo Bear, and Ranger Smith. Boo Boo Bear. Although Don wasn't Mel Blanc, his legacy as a voice actor for some of our favorite cartoons lives on. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. Do you all remember that great show Sea Hunt starring Lloyd Bridges? In real life, Lloyd spawned acting royalty as his sons are Bo and Jeff Bridges. And both of them got their start acting alongside their dad on Sea Hunt. The scuba diving adventure show was a favorite to many and inspired the hobby. In fact, it's said that Sir Winston Churchill, who didn't care much for television poppycock, would often tune in the telly just to watch Sea Hunt. Obviously, the Bridges' career did not end with Sea Hunt. As you know, they all went on to have illustrious careers on the big screen. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. Do you know what show inspired I Dream of Jeannie? Well, if you said Bewitched, you'd be correct. This fantasy sitcom ran from 1964 to 1972, and TV Guide ranked it as number 50 in the 50 greatest TV shows of all time. It also won 3 Emmys, one for director William Asher, one to Alice Pierce, who played the first Gladys Kravitz, and the other to Marion Lorne, who played the beloved Aunt Clara. As a kid, I always looked forward to the visits of Aunt Clara, not just because she was funny, but because she was also nice to Darren. And you probably recall that Elizabeth Montgomery actually had 2 roles on the show. One obviously as Samantha, and the other as her evil cousin Serena. As sort of an inside joke, on the Serena episodes, they would list her in the credits as Pandora Spox.